on my way over here, I was really thinking about what are the values that a person who is dealing with a physical or an emotional challenge can bring to your company. Well, the biggest thing is an individual that has a disability has to master adaptation or they get weeded out of existence. I've had to constantly adapt to every circumstance. Every time I have entered into a new arena, there has been the naysayers that say there's no way that Sean can do that. I have had to hear over and over in my life people say, that's not possible for Sean. Sean will never go to a normal school. Sean will never graduate. Sean will never get a job. Sean will never fall in love. Sean will never be published. Sean will never get a television show. I've heard Sean will never, and I giggle every time. Because if you bet against me, you will lose. And I don't say that with a militant anger. I say with a loving, don't put your money against me. It will come back to bite you. Adaptation, knowing that I have to deal with the circumstances. Think about that in terms of our economy right now for you. If you dig your heels into the ground and say, but that's not how we used to deal with business, you will be weeded out of existence. When you dig your heels into the ground and say, we've never hired somebody with a disability, I have heard blatant statements that now are literally unconstitutional and illegal, but when I heard them, were acceptable. People would say, we hired somebody with a disability 15 years ago, it didn't work well, sorry. I heard people say to me, Sean, we've never hired with somebody with a disability, we can't, I'm sorry. You have to stretch your mind as a business owner. You have to stretch your mind as an individual who can employ individuals who bring the talent of adaptation. The second of the three comments of what a person with a disability brings is they bring a tremendous amount of compassion. Think about your business. I don't care what business you're in. You're in the business of serving people. You're in the business of making sure people feel respected. You're in the business of making sure people's problems are solved. And that takes a tremendous amount of compassion. And an individual with a disability who has dealt with stares and looks and knows their entire life, knows the experience of compassion inside and out. And when they answer your phones, and when they greet the people at the door, and when they're dealing with the challenges that arise in your company, they will bring that massive amount of heart. And that is something you cannot teach. That is something that you cannot figure out without having to go through those challenges. You know, when people say, Sean, how is it that you're so resilient? I believe that it was a matter of survival. If I didn't adapt, I wouldn't have built the company that I have and been able to train others on how to become confident as a leader. You know, this is a phenomenal opportunity in history right now where you can bring individuals that have these mindsets into your company and change and inspire your employees. You know, there's a great debate amongst people with disabilities, and a big part of it is, does a disability turn you into a certain type of person, or would you be that person on your own if you didn't have a disability? I don't have the answer to that. I just know that many people with disabilities bring a tremendous amount of value. And the last component that I want to share with you that a person with a disability has is something that you cannot teach. It is something that only can come through the experience of time, and that is patience. A person with disability has a tremendous amount of patience. They will take longer and work harder because they know the value of sticking around. They know the value of putting in energy and putting in effort and knowing that they're not going to get the result overnight. Doesn't matter what their illness or physical needs condition is, they know that if you hang in there, you're going to make it. You cannot find that level of patience in the average employee. And when you bring somebody into your organization that does not look like the employees you're used to hiring, you might crack a few eggs in your organization. You might have people say, well, what's going on? Why are we going to change the way we've done things around here? And you're going to look back at those people and say, because we are bringing new skills into this workplace. We are bringing new mindsets. Sometimes simply making a few changes in your company physically by making sure that there's wired doorways or the bathrooms are made accessible. Yes, that does take a little effort. Yes, that might take a little money. Yes, that might take a little energy. But the individuals that you will be making those adaptations for, the skills of adaptation, compassion, and patience will have a tremendous cascading effect on the future of your company, and will also show your workplace, your customers, that you are a big picture thinker, that you are a person that sees beyond the visible to the human spirit, to the compassionate side of what you have to bring to this world. I am truly honored to be here, and I hope that something that I shared with you today opened your mind to the idea that a person with a disability, it's not that you're hiring us because we need you, and because it's right, and because it's fair. That's all garbage. It's because we are bringing things to your company, to your products, to your services, that other employees will come and go and never have the work ethic, will never have the level of heart and the ability to take the time to spend in your organization to make sure that your objectives are met. We are bringing things into your associations and companies. We are the value, and you should be honored to bring somebody in who has such a tremendous value. Thank you so much.
Sean, appreciate it very much. Sean will be signing his book, Get Off Your Butt, outside in the other room, because we're going to be setting this room up. But I want to thank Sean so much. If we all just had a little fraction of this guy's energy and spirit and creativity, we'd all be better off for it. So it's a great message. I'll also thank Bo Doherty from the Special Olympics. Thank you both for being here. Let me quickly thank Albertus Magnus College and Wigan and Dana and the folks who provided the breakfast, Ruger's and Marrakesh and HGC Services. Thank you all. Thank you to our all of our healthcare councils and our not-for-profit council. Those folks played a role here this morning. And our leadership program is an outstanding program. Learn more about that by going online or talking to Patty.